From a sleepy, small town in Oregon, Nike has flourished into the world's largest athletic footwear and apparel brand. Like Coke and McDonald's, it is now a household name. According to Nasdaq in 2020, Nike's top line outshines every competitor in its industry with $41.3 billion of revenue in the trailing 12-month period. Compared to about $25.6 billion for Adidas, $5.3 billion for Under Armour, and $5.2 billion for Skechers. All this despite the fact that German brands like Adidas, founded in 1924, and Puma, founded in 1948, had head starts that spanned decades. How did Nike race ahead of more experienced competition, and what makes it a brand that continues to dominate the hearts and minds of people around the world? Nike, originally called Blue Ribbon Sports, grew out of a paper that Phil Knight wrote for an entrepreneurship course during his MBA at Stanford. Knight, a track runner for the University of Oregon, launched Nike in partnership with his track coach Bill Bowerman, a successful coach with 31 Olympic athletes under his belt. Bowerman was known for his habit of tinkering with his runners' shoes to try and improve their performance. Blue Ribbon Sports started out by importing running shoes from Japan on a premise that actually sounds rather odd, at least to me. Knight hypothesized that since Japanese cameras had made deep cuts into the camera market, which had once been dominated by Germans, Japanese running shoes might do the same. With this idea in mind, Knight set his sights on getting Japanese running shoe manufacturer, Onitsuka Tiger, to grant him the license to import and sell their shoes in the United States. A skinny 24-year-old, Knight landed in Kobe, Japan in 1962, where Onitsuka Tiger was headquartered. This, at a time when Japanese-US relations were still floundering in the aftermath of World War II. Knight, in his book Shoe Dog, described Tokyo then as being shrouded in darkness. Vast sections of the city were total liquid black. Everywhere I looked was desolation. Buildings cracked and broken. Block after block simply leveled. Gone. Despite this, Knight carried with him a naive optimism that things would work out. He made up a company name on the fly when the executives at Onitsuka asked him what company he was representing, and was pleasantly surprised when they agreed to go into business with him. The first shipment of Tiger shoes arrived in the US in 1963, and Knight sold that out of the trunk of his car. While the road for Nike hasn't been without its ups and downs, the company hasn't looked back since. Blue Ribbon Sports eventually began designing its own shoes and outsourcing them from Asia, where production costs were low. This afforded Nike a big competitive advantage, since its key competitors, then established players, Puma and Adidas, were still manufacturing in high-wage European countries. Knight and Bowerman's strong network in track and continuous product innovation also meant that they were easily able to get real runners to wear their shoes. And Nike's sales surged when jogging emerged as a national pastime. Blue Ribbon Sports was rechristened in 1978. Nike, even before it formally came into existence, had a compelling track record. Many athletes had cruised to victory in some of the largest sporting events in their respective sports, while wearing Nike's shoes. John Anderson had won the Boston Marathon, Jimmy Connors had won Wimbledon and the US Open, Henry Rono had set 4 track and field records, and members of the Boston Celtics and LA Lakers were all sporting Nike. To say that Nike is phenomenal with its marketing and storytelling is an understatement. Nike, however, understood the importance of marketing very late, so late in fact, that it had already hit $1 billion in revenue. Before that, Nike didn't do any formal marketing at all. It focused only on designing and manufacturing top-quality shoes and getting runners to wear them. Because of Bowerman and Knight's strong network in track and field, they were easily able to do this. Olympic long-distance runner, Steve Prefontaine, was Nike's first brand ambassador, and distance runner Alberto Salazar also sported Nike. Since Nike started out only selling running shoes to runners, its inattention to marketing wasn't a problem. However, as Nike began to try and expand into other categories and markets, it was forced to reevaluate its position when a series of disastrous business decisions. Nike lost badly to Reebok in the aerobic shoe category and designed an ugly casual wear shoe that customers didn't want to buy. Threatened to put Nike out of business. From the very start, Nike's approach to marketing was different. Their products were never the nucleus of their advertising, the people sporting them were, and their focus was always on building emotional ties with their viewers. People at Nike believe in the power of emotion because we feel it ourselves. A while ago there was a book published about Nike, and one person who reviewed it said he was amazed that a group of intelligent, talented people could exert so much passion, imagination, and sweat over pieces of plastic and rubber. Dan Whedon of Whedon & Kennedy, Nike's advertising agency, reinforced the position that Nike hated advertising, the way it was traditionally done, and made it clear from the very start that they had developed close relationships with athletes, and they didn't want to talk to them in any phony or manipulative way. They were obsessed with authenticity, in terms of both the product and the communication. Those attitudes have guided all of Nike's advertising. In 1988, Nike aired its first Just Do It ad campaign. It was such a big hit that Just Do It campaigns are run by Nike to this day, and the slogan is as much a part of the Nike brand as its swoosh logo. Nike also masterfully leverages purpose in its marketing. This is apparent in the social causes that Nike supports, including hashtag Black Lives Matter and hashtag Stop Asian Hate. And in its ad campaigns where it stands by the underdog and champions causes like women, as in the Serena Williams Dream Crazier shown at the start of this section. And the What Girls Are Made Of commercial shown here, and even Muslim women from conservative societies in sports. To encourage the latter, Nike even launched the Nike Pro Hijab, which has become one of its most popular clothing items. Greatest successes came when we were able to tell stories that represented both the elite competitor but also the everyday athlete. As was evident from its support of Colin Kaepernick in 2018, Nike is also not afraid to be controversial. Colin Kaepernick was a San Francisco 49ers NFL player who kneeled during the national anthem to protest against police brutality after the death of George Floyd in police custody. Kaepernick faced extensive backlash for this, and the media painted him as anti-American. The criticism left him unemployed with no team ready to sign him for upcoming seasons. It was under these circumstances that Nike supported Kaepernick by featuring him in a Dream Crazy commercial in September 2018. Critics took to the media and called for a boycott of Nike products, and Nike's share price dropped by 3%. Its sales, however, shot up by $100 million USD, and over 2.7 million people became a part of the online conversation around the brand, including the US president. Nike got $63.5 million USD worth of media buzz at no cost, a 31% boost in sales, and an increase in its brand value worth $6 billion USD. Nike's partnerships with celebrities and athletes including Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Cristiano Ronaldo, Serena Williams, Drake and Travis Scott, also benefit the brand by what's known in marketing circles as the halo effect. It endorses athletes and celebrities that resonate with its values of inspiration, innovation, uniqueness, and authenticity, and by associating itself with these people, Nike also benefits from their reputation. It becomes more than just a shoe brand, it also becomes an embodiment of success, women empowerment, and all the other values that the individual in question represents. In the case of athletes, Nike also benefits from the authority bias. We trust professional athletes to dictate our choice of athletic shoes. Coupled with their strong understanding of their customers, their ability to see the bigger picture and to execute mammoth ad campaigns, the people at Nike also have a keen eye for detail. Their customer focus isn't limited to their ad campaigns but also spills into things like the bold and to-the-point design of their website, their social media presence, and the overall shopping experience of their customers online. Gen Z presently accounts for 75% of Nike's overall market, and Nike knows this and maintains a solid presence everywhere its customers hang out. One last thing merits discussing is how has Nike's relatively newfound appreciation for marketing affected the way it develops products. Where Nike was once all about the product, now Nike's marketing also guides the design of their products. Take Nike's Air Jordans for example. After 2 years of burgeoning sales, they fell flat on their face. Nike realized that there are different styles of playing basketball and that the Air Jordan can't be everything for everyone. 2 new segments came out of that thought exercise: Force, which is represented by David Robinson and Charles Barkley and is for a more aggressive style of play, and Flight, which is represented by Scottie Pippen and is for a quicker, high-flying style of play. Its extraordinary, timeless strategies are worth studying over and over again. Nike's effective use of emotions, purpose, and people in its advertising consistently generate high returns on investment and help it build strong ties with its customers. In today's world, customers are spoiled for choice, have more access to information than ever before, and are a lot more demanding than they were a few decades ago. They want to buy from brands that resonate with them, align with their values, and engage with them on a deeply personal level. They want to engage with brands that they feel they have a part in defining. Few brands understand this and leverage it as well as Nike without being phony or inauthentic. Nike's so good, in fact, that even while researching to write this case, and I found that I ended up loving the brand just that little bit more.